These trees. Let's get a little view of this. Glorious. Astounding. Photography, you see? No, it's no motion. Wicked. Crazy. I thought my Walkman was cool. Sony Walkman. Wicked. Absolutely wicked. Oh, look at that. It's feeding time. Flower to flower. You can get poutine if you want, but people have no idea what's right around them. Oh my god. I see people trying to locate something in full zoom. No, it doesn't work that way. So as soon as she flies, I'm gonna pull back on this thing. She's gonna fly. There's a kind of a continuum of, well, I mean, it's continuous focus, but you have to give it a good starting point. And I'm finding you can go slow. Like, okay, if I try to stay still, it's gonna bob around, so I don't stay still. All different angles, different light. I need to get on the other side. So like, the sun's on the other side of it right now. Oh my god. I just wanted to be able to like, capture the bears and stuff. Foxes and stuff. I had no idea I could do this. Oh my god. These white flowers. Apparently they're delicious. She's got me chasing her all around. She keeps moving. incoming. Nice water background. It's becoming very animalistic. I'm like, I'm like a cat. Maybe I should start walking like a cat. Crouch down and stand still. Creep up on them. Like, I've never really done this before. There's so much here that I'm scanning with my eyes to see anything. Like, butterfly, a bee, whatever. A whole lot of birds are way up high, which is a challenge. So, Pixi Evo is on the ground. It's pointing up. Actually, well, so are these two microphones pointing up. We have 3 microphones pointing up. Now, this is eye level. So I've got this exactly eye level. If I walk forward and right into it, I'm on the EV. But I can tilt this camera, still say I'm pivoting this way, right? I don't want a panorama head. What for? Actually, it would hinder me. I have more motion this way to control this thing. I only need these 2 axes. This tilt head really works excellent. Benro DJ90. I'm sorry it's so boring, you know. It's just an axis. One of them. One axis. I don't want another axis. That's the whole point of it. The monopod is an axis. This one is way up high. Monopod to eye level. The tilt head lets me get it exactly where it needs to be. 5% battery remaining. I have to get this one. Oh, it's the bandit. He's having lunch. Look at that. Eat it right there. Wicked. I can click go, wide angle. And then approach this. Sunny Life Pocket 3 case has a GoPro mount on the back, but the bottom is open. So the bottom of the camera with its mount, quarter-inch mount, sticks out the bottom. This, if I want to put the camera in this Pgytech grip, I'm going to have it vertical, usually. I can have it straight up, like that, but it's got this cutout, right? So I can have the handle horizontal, but the camera vertical. If I'm wearing it on my neck, which I do a lot, I'm using the Pgytech neck mount. So it's the same thing, it's this little square slot. This is rubber that will stay formed however you form it. If you push this button on the back, it opens up that neck. So you can put it around your neck, just pop it back in. The strap here goes around your back and connects. And what I do, I clip mic 2 onto this thing while I'm wearing it. This is a metal cage. So we have the original DJI magnetic mount here. This is a CapLock GoPro adapter. And it works perfectly. Well, with both of them, this GoPro mount can angle your POV view, your neck mount. It's a chest camera. So Pocket 3 is on my neck, but I had to put it in the Sunny Life case for it to hang on my neck. Now, that gives you my hands. Here's a pen, this Pgytech. It actually extends to be a mini tripod thing, but that's actually not, and you could use it like a selfie stick, like that, but that's not why I bought it. It's not easy to find grips that are nice and small like this that have this 90-degree bend. So I'll just use this camera as an example. If I can have a camera vertical like that, or like this, which is a lot of the time what I prefer with Pocket 3, depending on what I'm doing. So this gets used a lot. This thing, I like it. This locks that camera in. Nothing can release it until you flip this, you push the button, that comes off. Pgytech mini tripod. This is the handlebar clamp. This is the original Pixi, but this is a CapLock adapter. So it came with a 1/4-inch screw. This one comes with CapLock. This adapter is the same thing, a 1/4-inch screw. Screw this on. This tripod is now CapLock. Now actually, even if you compare these two, with this one, you have to push it at least up to there. You can see that this is going to be more stable than that. Like, this might be okay indoors. I have used it outside, but not very much. I mean, it's very light. This is a lot more stable. I've noticed that Sennheiser sells microphones with this. So that kind of tells you something. They're using these as microphone stands. That's exactly what I'm using them for now. Microphone stands. Now, Pixi Evo if you're gonna buy one, buy this big one for two reasons. Three reasons. One is this dial. So this dial tightens what's on top. So again, we have a CapLock adapter. So I converted these, but whatever it is, if it's a camera or anything, just tightens it right down. Like it won't come off, which is one of the problems I have. This is loose, right? You can't get it very tight. So you might lose something with this. With this, you can tighten it on, you can be sure it's gonna stay on. This is a tightener that you could tighten down. This is not. This is a spring. If your camera is anything bigger than an action camera, I think you want this because you can really tighten this down so it doesn't move. If you have a big camera like this Sony, this thing might tilt. Like I can push it, right? It's a spring-loaded thing. This is not a spring-loaded thing. This is, you're tightening it down. This one extends like that, which is pretty big. I mean, that's the size of my forearm here. And you can flip it like that. I can go flat on the ground. With this, you got these clips spring-loaded. So like the other one, you can go flat. So this one, we got up here, but if I push that over, they're flat. This is even flatter. You can extend these that much. And you're not gonna probably do that on the ground like this, but that's how big it gets. So it's spanning almost the table here. Now, you take this and it'll click into a position. Now that is not going anywhere. We have this big fat base, and without the ball head, this will actually screw it on there. So Ronin RS3 is not going to move. Now, it's tiny, but it's very stable. Now, so that is not going to move. I mean, it can't budge, right? And here, it's teetering on this tiny little piece of alloy. Alloy is soft, right? It's soft stuff. It will bend. Now, this thing, if you take a hex key and turn this loose, you can screw this out and convert it. That's a 1/4 inch. There's a 3/8 on the other side. What Manfrotto did here is a spring. The 1/4 inch is on the inside. The 3/8 is there. This tilt head is a 3/8. It won't fit here now because I switched it. This was a 3/8. This ball head is a 3/8. This can be either. So the Sirui ball head can fit on this monopod, but why would you want one of these? I mean, the only purpose for this is to put it in one position and keep it there, which I almost never do. this tilt head. So the ball head is a panorama, or a pan, and the problem is, as soon as you loosen this thing will flop all over the place, right? So if you were trying to line it up to something, you've lost your position. This is the worst thing you could have for birding. I mean, it's not even worth trying. It's terrible for that. This actually works well. Take this off. This is what I'm using. It's very simple. I proved it today. This is brand new. This simple thing is nothing but there's a lock here, locks in the camera. It tilts. So the idea here is, I mean, this is tiny. A Gatorade, a small Gatorade compared to Ronin. It's that small. These two are now married, almost. So I don't know how long I can keep this up. I mean, this is heavy stuff or whatever, right? But it's an experiment. So put it like this. Now, let's say I was using the Sony. Now I'm stopping. So what I'm going to do, turn this around. I come back to my little base camp, whatever, and I'm just going to slide that in there. Now I hook up a battery bank and whatever. Oh, there's a CapLock. There's a 1/4 inch screw here. I put a CapLock adapter in there. So here's now a quick release 1/4 inch. It's the other end of CapLock. And here is a clamp onto anything, clamp on a microphone. You can actually take these kind of magic ball head things apart too. You can get creative and make whatever you want. But that's, so underneath there is a 1/4 inch screw like that, built into this Sirui. This is really nice. It's light. So currently, this is what I got. The carbon monopod, Manfrotto 290. This is nice. These are really tight. This is precision. Like, it doesn't, the other one I had just fell out, like with gravity. This doesn't do that. It's a precision fit of the tubes. This cannot come off, which I like. A lot of them, the tip falls right off, you lose it, then what? So when you clamp that's clamped. You have these only 3. For me, this is just right. Only 3 big platform on top, which, like for Ronin, both of these. This is even better. You can see Ronin is sticking out here like 1/2 inch, but if Ronin is in here, and this is really great, this spring-loaded thing, because it will work. I just had it in a 3/8. That's a 3/8. This is a 1/4 inch. So the 3/8 is disappearing. Inside is a 1/4 inch, and this one goes almost to the edge of this. Ew. Dragonflies are all around me. Dragonflies were along Stony Point Road last week. Wow, I can't believe it. These are tiny. These are not big dragonflies. These are small. They're so small they're almost invisible. So this one here. There's another one here. Precision human control. This is a do everything camera. Do everything. So Ronin is holding this camera level while I turn this monopod. It's on the top of a picnic table. Now if I bring this down here by the water, you get closer down, you know, push the cord here. So Ronin is holding this level. This is like a lagoon that's fed by Lake Winnipeg, which is to my left. So Ronin is holding this level. This is a lagoon that's fed by Lake Winnipeg, which is to my left. So I'm going upside down. And I'm bringing this camera. Now there's my shadow. I don't want my shadow. So I'm gonna go this way. This camera is down close to the water. And if I turn it, I'm panning down close to the water. Way down low, like 6 inches above the ground. And you can try to do this with your hands, but it's not possible to be level. This camera is down close to the water, and if I turn it, I'm panning down close to the water, way down low, like 6 inches above the ground. And you can try to do this with your hands, but it's not possible to be level. So with this monopod, instead of a so-called briefcase grip, I have way more control over this camera. In here, with these flowers, and I'm gonna go back here. So down low, I'm going like, ooh, there's dragonflies. I'm going through this kind of foliage. I can go right through the grass. We're headed into these bulrushes, and I mean, if you have briefcase and you're trying to do this, you're gonna hurt your back. My back is straight. I'm fully straight up, standing up. Like, I could do this for 5 miles. So the idea is, if I want to do a really interesting transition, that transition is going to be from the environment to animals, right? This is the environment. Steady as she goes, with no stabilization. Cat TV for humans. Down here, this deer, so I can't believe that actually happened. Okay, so I set up action for the time lapse down here, and I ran into a deer. I spooked a deer back there. That deer came down here. He came around in the water, and it was on the time lapse. I'm gonna use this multiple ways. Like, I put this tripod down with the gimbal. It's my resting place for the camera. While I'm birding, I'm using this Manfrotto. So this one's a tilt head, right? So now I'm going to do birding, but you know, I don't just want POV view. I don't just want, you know, the birds. I want the environment. So I just pick this up, press record. Now this is like a super slow follow. You can get far finer adjustment of like the precision of this thing with RS3 than with Pocket 3. With Pocket 3, you got a few choices. Here, you can go really slow, really fast. This is like a super slow follow. You can get far finer adjustment of like the precision of this thing with RS3 than with Pocket 3. With Pocket 3, you got a few choices. Here, you can go really slow, really fast. Okay, so let's say the birds are, I'm gonna go through this bush here and over to where the birds are. So I'm making this film about the birds, right? Now, I'm walking along. If I'm carrying this, like this, the way it is, this will sit anywhere basically. And if it's tilting, you just adjust the ball head. So when I planted this gimbal on the ground, this handle was a little bit off. I just pull it vertical. Like you can, you know, dampen this the way you want. Okay, Pocket 3 POV view. We're looking at RX10 sitting on RS3 Mini sitting on AM223. Now, I'm gonna push record here and we're gonna start panning this. Now, the difference between handheld, trying to do this, and this gimbal, you can't compare them. We're gonna start panning this. Now, the difference between handheld, trying to do this, and this gimbal, you can't compare them. So the camera is staying low, but it is pan follow. It's following direction, I think. No matter what I do, like to my right, it's straight up. It's not gonna go up. So I would have to get this into pan tilt follow, point this up. Now we're up. We're way up. Up to the trees, down this tree, we're down this slope. We're back to here, double tap. I go back to pan follow. Now we're level with the horizon. And I can put this down at any time. I'm going to double tap this. I could zoom this. So sized. I'm gonna zoom in. So it's sitting on this gimbal. There's nothing interesting to zoom in on, but it's what would be more interesting is we move this up, and now we zoom up. Think about it. It's acting like it is a tripod, right? It's sitting on a tripod. The gimbal put this straight up. That's the joystick. The gimbal joystick is straight up. Now if I double tap this, boom, and we're level the ground. I mean, we're level to the ground. Of course, I can lift this up, so I'm pulling these legs in. I can lift this up above my head. I'm gonna go straight in here. Even if I'm bouncing around, I'm gonna step over logs, whatever. At least the camera is pointing the same way, right? It's pretty fundamental. So ponder the difference between this tripod, which can go like this. Actually, it can go all the way out. This tripod versus a little handle that is smaller than this, right? Bring this down to here. Pick the angle you want. Put them together, it's a grip. Now this grip is a ball head. So I turned off the camera. The wireless receiver automatically powers off because it's plug-in power. I turned off the gimbal. Oh, no I didn't. The gimbal is off. This is locked. So these three axes are locked. Now, it's a docking station. So I plug in my battery power into here, or my USB, and I can pop this off and stick it in the battery case, it charges. So it's really quick to get moving. So here's my mobile docking station. There's a 5-liter dry bag, Anchor power bank. It's charging the Sony. The mic receiver and microphones are in here charging. This isn't gonna fall over. So here's the Helinox beach chair. You can see this in a couple of my different videos. Super high back. I mean, my head is behind here. It's that high. It's low to the ground. So if you have trouble getting out of chairs, this might not be good for you, but for me, I can really relax in this thing. Now, you take the spring, you put the sleeves open. So all I'm doing, I'm putting the top of it around the back of the chair. So I'm in the cold, the wind, the wet, everything's wet. This is all waterproof. So it's like that. Big huge opening. I just sit right in here. So I'm gonna step in here right now. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing, and that's the beauty of it. Okay, on in. It appears to have popped. Okay, here's what I want you to do. You gotta get down on the ground. I'm lying on the ground and I'm eating popcorn off the ground. It's training. This is a 60-mile ride home, 100 kilometers, and my ride is dead stop. I'm looking at this empty quarry. So this thing was dug out and left us a big hole in it. So on the other side of the quarry is a 2-lane highway. 1 lane in each direction. 100 kilometer per hour speed limit. That's like 60 miles per hour. Everyone is going to the city. It's a car train. There's only 1 lane. There's no room for me on that road. I can't ride it. So I did 15 miles in the rain. And thankfully that stopped. But these clouds are mind-blowing. These clouds are moving so fast that a cloud will move across the sky in like 20 seconds. Fortunately, they're not like thick, heavy clouds. But, okay, so I can't go that way. It's not safe. Not even close to safe. I can't take the back road that's on the other side, gravel road. It's wet and mucky. I got bogged down a week ago and it wasn't even this wet. But I just discovered this road is at least heading that way. So this is where it goes. I mean, you have to be prepared to be stuck, basically. And I'm stuck. But I have tons of food, I have coffee, I have everything I need. It's just annoying because I'm gonna run out of light, right? If I had no obstruction to keep going, I could have at least got most of the way home in the light. It's not gonna happen. In fact, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go a couple miles up. I'm gonna have to wait there until these people all go to the city. There's no room for me on the road. So as soon as I discovered wet grass, I put on this rain shower and the shower's packed. The shower's pass covers my boots. My boots did get a little bit wet. Now, if I hadn't done that, these pants would be soaking wet. My socks would be soaking wet. So these boots are a little bit wet. Pants are a little bit wet. Without these, my socks would be soaking wet. They would not dry till tomorrow. In the cold, that's deadly. And you may ask yourself, where does this gravel road end? You may ask yourself, was this right or was this wrong? You may say to yourself, these birch have a unique sound in the wind. You may say to yourself, no other tree sounds like this. Quite like it. Oh, the glamour of YouTube outdoor videos, right? You can almost picture it before it happens. Look at our big smiles on our face as we sail around the world and all these things. Right? So, let's see. The trip report is 20 to 40 kilometer per hour wind, rain, traffic so heavy I couldn't ride, 50 mosquitoes buzzing around me at most times. And what it does is it makes a person healthy, wealthy, and wise. So this woman just pulled over to talk to me and said she was disappointed I'm not a bear.